Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sutton's Days and to the DIY kitchen. Yes, as promised, we are going to be showcasing a few things this month, a couple, 2, 3 videos a week from this point forward, okay, that you'd make yourself at home instead of going and buying it. Now, for most of you that have been around for a while, you know I have this thing for G. Hughes ketchup. They're sugar-free ketchup. I love it. It runs about almost $3 for a 13-ounce bottle where I'm at, which can get a little pricey. You know, it's up there, but I don't use a lot of ketchup either. But I want to start making my own. And so this is the recipe that I have found that I like the best. Now, there is a link down below for my recipe so that you can print it out, okay? But let me tell you a little bit about what's in this. We have water, good old-fashioned water, apple cider vinegar. I use the Bragg's, you know, with the mother in it. Granulated garlic, mustard powder, salt, a little teeny tiny little itty bitty bit of cloves, some monk fruit, which I put in here. I know it's monk fruit because I put the label in there too. And then onion powder. Now, I almost never have onion powder in my house anymore, but I do have some dehydrated onions, so I'm going to take those and grind them up to make the amount of onion powder that I need. Another DIY. Yep. And we are going to make us some amazing sugar-free ketchup. It's so easy, you guys. Oh, yeah, and I forgot. The star of the show, Thrive Life tomato powder. Tomato powder is something that a lot of people make with their cast off when they're canning tomatoes. You know, the skins and stuff. They'll dehydrate it, grind it up into tomato powder. Thrive, I think, has the best tomato powder because the only thing in there is tomatoes. That's it. So it is dehydrated tomatoes turned into a powder, and there's nothing else in that can. Absolutely nothing. There's no declumping or, you know, arrowroot or cornstarch or anything else like that. Strictly 100% tomato powder. Now, the standard rule of thumb is that once you open a can of Thrive, right, it's good for about a year, depending on the humidity in your house. But this stuff's been around. It's been around for a while because I don't use a whole bunch of it. But this is making it so that I no longer have to rely on having tomato paste, tomato sauce, tomato juice. I don't have to have those things around anymore. Instead, I just have to have this can right here of tomato powder, and I can create all of my own deliciousness for a fraction of the cost, actually. And the best part is that literally I can't make this stuff for the price that I'm paying for it from Thrive. So, and even better yet, this month, it's on sale if you're a delivery customer. Totally free to be a delivery customer, absolutely. You just sign up and poof, you're a delivery customer and you get it for the deepest discount that there is. And if you have an order of $99 or more, it's free shipping. If you are in Canada, they are experiencing some shipping delays due to the trucker situation going on. So, you know, things are just kind of held up due to that. But if you order, it is on the way. It's just held up at the border for the time being. Okay, everybody, let's get started and make some DIY sugar-free ketchup. I am using a skillet because it's easier for me for the video, okay? But you can use a pot if you want to use a pot. You don't even need a big one. So we're going to put in the water, and we're going to turn on our heat source. You don't want it super high. Oh, come on, Lise. There we go. Okay. So you don't need it high, but you do need it cooking because you don't want it to scorch, right? And then, so we've got water and we've got apple cider vinegar. It doesn't take very much at all. It just takes 3 tablespoons. Now, if you don't have apple cider vinegar, you can use white vinegar, okay? I just prefer the apple cider vinegar. There we go. Now, also, let me preface this entire thing by saying that if you don't want sugar-free, you can adapt this complete recipe to make normal ketchup. Instead of the monk fruit, you would use regular sugar. If you don't have the tomato powder, you can absolutely use tomato paste. You know, your call. So now we're going to mix in all of the other ingredients like this, okay? And then we're going to spend some time whisking it up. Yes, we are. So, I don't know about you guys, but I am half an hour-ish away from a grocery store. I am 45 minutes away from a grocery store that carries G. Hughes ketchup. So this will take me about, I mean, look at how thick that is already. Hello, yeah. This will take me about not even half an hour because it's on a low heat. And so now we are just going to whisk it up and cook it down. Okay, before anybody asks, because I always get questions about this. I have 2 of these whisks. They are from Pampered Chef. They are called balloon whisks. Pampered Chef no longer offers them. However, I believe you can find them on eBay. Okay, so now we are going to simply cook this down a bit because you see on this end it's a little juicier, right? So we're going to cook this down a little bit until it's the consistency that you want. Totally your call. And it's not going to take very long at all. And you're making it for like pennies. Here, let me do this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. We're going to cook this down a little bit more because I don't want any of that juicy juice. Okay. And then we will put it into a jar. See, we're getting a little bit of bubble, toil and trouble. Okay. Now, I will tell you that if you are using tomato paste versus tomato powder, it will not thicken up this fast. You will have to cook it down longer. The tomato paste makes it so that you don't have to cook it down longer. But look at that. I mean, just like this. This hasn't even been 5 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to turn off the heat. And I'm going to get ready to put it into a jar. So just like that, in less than 5 minutes, I have my own homemade sugar-free ketchup. And this is going to be a little bit more than a half-pint jar. Okay, we got its little sister out. There we go. I'm going to scrape everything that we can out of the pan. There we go. Okay. And just to show you, I mean, it's nice and thick. And it tastes really good. It tastes really good. And poof, just like that, we have ketchup. Now, if you want it a little bit sweeter, add a little bit more monk fruit, okay? Or a little bit more sugar, whichever one you're doing. But homemade ketchup, just like that. I do recommend, before taking it out of the pot, you know, dip your finger in there or something and taste it to make sure that it meets your taste test, because it may not be as sweet as you're used to. Like, I know G. Hughes is kind of a sweet, it's kind of a sweet ketchup. So if you're like really into G. Hughes hard, like I am, you're going to want to add a little bit more monk fruit to it to bring up that sweetness a little bit. But that's exactly how quick and easy it is. Remember that if you're using tomato paste, it will take you longer to, you know, to cook that down. This didn't take 5 minutes. It really didn't. And it's nice and it's thick. I mean, we're talking Heinz 57's going to get a run for their money once that cools off. Yes, it is. And now I'm craving French fries. Seriously, I need some French fries to dunk at this. We don't use a lot of ketchup, but I do love using it for making cocktail sauce, which is super simple. Okay, now if you're a purist, then, you know, you're going to disagree with me, and that's fine. That's you. But for me, the perfect cocktail sauce is some ketchup and some horseradish. And you just mix it up to your desired heat, and you have cocktail sauce. And then back away from the shrimp because it's all mine. It's all mine. Yes, it is. This is going to be perfect for daily use in a pinch. No, you cannot can this, okay? Mainly because this is monk fruit. That's like the number one reason right there. If you were to use tomato paste and sugar, then you could probably can it. But I would look at the Ball recipe for there. I haven't even looked at it. Ball has a ketchup recipe, I'm pretty sure, that you can take a look at. So I would look at that first and not this recipe for canning. This recipe is for just heat it and eat it, okay? So we're going to let this cool off a little bit. Then I'm going to put a cap on it, put it in the fridge, and we will have the perfect ketchup. No sugar, still tastes great, and it's that easy to make up. And you get, what is that, 12 ounces. So 12 ounces of ketchup out of that mixture, which is an ounce short of G. Hughes. and a whole lot cheaper. Yes, it is. Okay, everybody, this is the first installment of the DIY Kitchen for 2022. I hope that you've enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about this recipe and any requests you might have for moving forward. I have a lineup set up for you, but I'm always looking for a little extra. So if there's anything in particular that you would like, please feel free to let me know. Okay, until next time, be safe.